In this video, I am going to show you how to put some calculated controls into a report, and the same idea and method would apply if you wanted to put a calculated field into a form. So it works very much the same. So still continuing on with my products report that I've been working on in a couple of other videos. And when I take a look at this report, I do have some numeric data, which of course lends itself the best for calculations. So I'm going to calculate the average of the unit price, average product cost, sum of units in stock, and sum of units on order, just as a couple of examples. So in the design view, I am going to go to the text box control at the top because I'm essentially creating a field. And this is very much like when we created new fields in a query. Where we put that field makes a big difference. So I'm going to put it in the category footer. And that is going to then calculate for the group or for the category. So I'm going to click, and this is what's called an unbound control. So right now it has no data. When we do this, we have an unbound control. These are bound controls, so they're bound to the field that we're getting the data from. Right now this is an unbound control. And I'm going to right click on this. And, I'm going to go to the properties. And in the control source for this text box, I'm going to click the button here that has the ellipsis. And that opens the expression builder. So this is essentially the same expression builder that we've learned to use in queries. I'm going to go to functions, built-in functions, and I'm going to include the average function. And I'm taking the average of, so I'm going to click in expression, and I was wanting to do the average unit price. You can get your objects from different locations here. So you can get your objects from tables, queries, forms, or reports. Now, normally in this instance, we're either going to take the object from the report or from the underlying table or query where the data was held. So I'm going to go into the report, the loaded report, which is my reports by products category. Report products by category. And I'm going to put in unit price by double clicking. So, and I mean, you can type this, you can do this however you want as long as you get the syntax right. So it's average with the round brackets, and then the field unit price is in there with the square brackets. So at the bottom of my group, it's now calculating the average unit price down here. I'm going to go back to my design. Now, the label just says text 60 because it was must have been the 60th object put in here, but I'm just going to put average, which is trying to be a little bit more descriptive. I'm going to size this down a little bit, and I'm going to go to the properties of the text box and format it to currency. So at the bottom of the group, I've got the average for the unit price. A little trick that you can do is you can copy and paste a calculated field if you're going to do something similar. So I've copied and pasted this. I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to go to the control source for the text box again, into the expression builder. And instead of unit price this time, I want to do product cost. So I'm just going to edit the field. And it's finding it for me. Whoops. There we go. So it's showing the average unit price here, average product cost here. Probably want to get a little bit better with my formatting and descriptions here, but I'm just trying to be quick for the video. So back to the design. Another example would be to do a sum. So actually I'm just going to do the sum of units on order. So to go through the process from start again, I'll click the text box control. I'll click where I want to put that control. Starts out as an unbound control. Right click and go to Properties and Control Source and open the Expression Builder. This time the function that I want is the sum function, just to add up the total of that field. I'm going to double click sum, and then I want to find the field that I want. So I'm choosing it from my report, and the field that I wanted was units on order, I think. It's never a bad idea to just check that your control is working properly or doing the math that you think it is. And this one's an easy one to just do a check because there's 40, 10, and 10. And so it's adding up the 60 units on order. Again, in terms of copying and pasting, now we can do something different. So I'm actually going to take all three of these fields, select them, and I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste them into the report footer. So where you put a calculated field tells Access what to calculate. So this is calculating for the group, and my group is by category. This is going to do the same calculations, but it's going to do it for the entire report. So I'm going to go to my print preview for this one. So page 2. Oh, there it is. So I have some fixing to do because these numbers are sort of hanging by themselves there. But if we look at category 2, the averages and the sum are showing at the end of category 2. Category 3, 4, 5, and so on. So I'm getting those calculations at the end of the group. And then this is an overall calculation for the entire report. So the average of all of our products is $28.87. The average, I think this was cost, is $24.40. And there are 780 products on order for all products. So where we put these objects tells Access basically which data to summarize or which data to do the calculation on. And typically we are going to include calculations in either a group footer or a report footer. So this calculates for that particular grouping of data. This calculates for the entire report.